G'day folks. Well, today I'm just replacing the PTO belts on my Kubota was it T1600 diesel lawn tractor. As you can see, I only had one belt on it for a while there, and that last belt's finally had enough. It's gone. So I've got two new ones. Now they're slightly bigger than the old one. That's because somebody's shredded and damaged this jacking screw. It just doesn't work anymore. So I've loosened the engine mounts off. I'm going to have to drop it out and replace it. I don't know what other way of getting extra tension on them, because that is the correct part number for the mower, but what they've put on here was some other Mitsubishi belt, and you can't sort of make off the 5955 or something. Yeah, it's a Mitsubishi belt, and they're ever so slightly shorter. So I didn't realise they'd done this until I went to fit them a little while ago, and decided to just put up with this one for the time being, but now that's gone, I've got to jack the engine up, get that little adjusting screw out and replace it. Getting up to this point's pretty easy. Just take the hood off, 4 screws down here, they go in there. Take the skid plate off if it's still there, whatever accessories on the front. There's a screw there which is designed to stop the belt from hopping off the pulley. There's a little rod, this guy here, that comes out and also does the same thing at the top. It just stops the belts from jumping off when they're slack. So they've been removed, and that's what I'm up to at the moment. So you haven't really missed much, and I've taken the nuts off here. If that's all intact and working, you could just go and throw the new belts on and you're done, but I've got a bit bigger problem. And there's also this plate here which also keeps the belts from going too high, too low, and just minimises the drag on the deck. So it's all working fine, but it just couldn't make enough traction. Just sat there squirming and carrying on. So yeah, it'd be good to get both belts working now. Anyway, let's try and get this out. Figure out how to safely lift this engine up. I'm thinking pinch bar under this solid steel mount. Just lift her up. Okay, while the sunlight diminishes, I'll get the first test underway. I'm going to put the guides back on, but basically what I've done is shim the engine mounts 10mm. I've got a feeling the catalogue's wrong on these. I can't put a jacking screw in there that's going to work. These belts are probably too long, but putting the front of the engine up 10mm has absolutely no clearance issues with the fan. Everything's fine. The prop shaft coming off the back sort of straightens up a little bit rather than like kinking the uni, so it's even better for the uni joint. It'll be fine, just fine. I've adjusted the tension on this one a bit too, the actual disengagement lever. Lock them over. Probably the best I'm going to get it. They really need to run in before I do a final check and tension, otherwise I'm going to have to find some slightly smaller belts. So I'm going to partially put this back together again and give it a go. Okay, let's see how well this works. Looks good. think it's time for fuel filters on this thing. I can hear it chugging and choking a little bit. That's sort of what the rough run was. I've done it once before and I drained the main filter at the back, but I've got to it's time to replace them. Time to replace all the filters and probably all the fuel lines too. It could even be air bubbles getting into the pump, giving it little hiccups. So there's that down there. There's actually, these lines here have been badly pinched, so I might have to rerun. I think I'll just rerun everything in hard flex, polyethylene. But yeah, some of these fuel hoses have been fairly well squished at some point. I don't know what they did, but they're mangled. Particularly back underneath where the PTO fan is and everything, that's all been wrecked. So yeah, fuel system needs some attention next, but that drive seems to be working fine. They're warm, but they're not smoking. They'll probably go a bit tighter though. They're definitely too big, but I can sort of compensate for that for now. At least now I can mow the lawn. Alright, I'll give the fuel system a clean up tomorrow and do some mowing and see how it goes. Thanks for watching. Reassembly's pretty straightforward. I'm not going to show you that, but yeah, I'll see how I go. I'll just leave this off. It doesn't hurt to mow the lawn with the hood off. Might even do a video. Not bad for a little water-cooled diesel.